Hi crafting friends. In today's video, we're going to create a very charming, magical little gingerbread world inside of a special tin. To begin, we're going to start with one of the Dollar Tree doll houses, and I've spray painted it using a Rust-Oleum warm caramel color. Once it dried, I'm using the puff paint you see here along with one of the Posca markers to highlight all of the details that are on the house. It's very easy to be artistic because really all you have to do is trace around the design that's already impressed on the house. Here you see I'm just going around the shingles, creating the look of icing on a roof line. After I get all of that outlined, I'm going to use some puffy paint to add some icing details. These doll houses can be purchased in the children's toy section. They're $1.25 each. And again, I want to show you that this is the Rust-Oleum warm caramel, but you can also use some of the apple barrel paints if you prefer to hand paint your dollhouse. I've done both, but I actually prefer the spray paint method because it does give you a very nice finished coat. Now, after I finish outlining all of the little shingles on the roof, I'm going to use some of the tulip puff paint to create the look of icing over the roof line. Here you see I'm putting it across the top. I'm also then going to use some of this iridescent glitter that I bought in a bottle at Walmart. You can find this kind of glitter almost anywhere, including the Dollar Tree. And while the puff paint is still wet, the glitter adheres beautifully. Here I'm adding more of the puff paint just to create that really iced look across that curvature of the roof. And again, once I get that applied, I'm going to sprinkle more glitter. I'm also going to outline the windows. And here you see more of the shimmery glitter, adding that wonderful new fallen snow, crystalline kind of effect. Here I'm outlining the design around the windows. And again, it does make you feel very artistic by just following those outlines. The design turns out so beautifully. I like these Posca markers for creating that effect. There are so many fun details to highlight on this design. I also added on a little miniature wreath that I had over that doorway, and I used some red and green puff paint to create the look of window boxes under the windows. Now I'm going to take these two apple barrel paints and mix them together. Any paints that you have will work just fine as long as you create the look of the gingerbread color. I'm mixing them together, and then to add some texture, I'm adding in some baking soda. Dollar Tree sells these as well for $1.25 a box. And the more you add into your paint mixture, the more texture you'll get. I'm painting some little wooden gingerbread men that I purchased in a package from Dollar Tree. And I want to give them the look of a baked cookie. So that texture adds to that effect. After they dried, I decorated them with that tulip puff paint and some embellishments. For those of you who are new, my name is Lisa, and I offer you a special welcome to my channel. Now as we continue, I'll show you some of the other special embellishments we'll be using for this project. This charming tin once held an assortment of chocolates, and it was a gift from my son Christian. It opens just like those classic lunchbox containers that we used to carry in school. And I'm going to use the interior to decorate the gingerbread village. It provides a nice rectangular surface, which I'm going to line with some foam that I received in a packing box. I just need to cut that styrofoam in the rectangular shape to fit inside, and then I'm going to cover it with this piece of cotton batting. It's actually like a snowy blanket that I purchased in a package from Amazon. After cutting the styrofoam into the right rectangular size, I wrapped it with this snowy blanket and then just set it down into the bottom of the tin. That'll form our snow-covered background for our gingerbread village. And now the fun continues as we add in our first bottle brush tree from the Dollar Tree. This was $1.25, and I really like it. It's nice and full, and its branches are snow dusted. Now here comes our decorated gingerbread house. I added on some pieces of fencing that I also purchased from the Cobblestone Village collection at Dollar Tree. I also added in a couple of those decorated gingerbread men. They're playing in the front yard, as you can see. And I'm just going to set that in place and use a little bit of hot glue to secure it where I want it to stay. Now I'm just going to continue to add decorative elements. I want to add more of the decorated gingerbread men. They turned out so cute. Again, you can buy a package of these for $1.25, paint them and decorate them, and they really do add a nice note of whimsy to the scene. Small Christmas balls like these you can find almost anywhere, including Dollar Tree, and they really do add a nice note of sparkle and shine. I took the little hangers off some of them, put on some hot glue, and then positioned them into the snow. For others, I wanted to show that little gold hanging loop, and I left it on. So you can see here I'm just adding a group of 3. I try to color coordinate the balls with the colors of the tin, and you can see how pretty those look. You can also see that I added a couple other decorative elements to the tree, but I later decided to actually remove those. As your scene comes to life, you'll decide to add or take away items depending on how your theme is evolving. Here, the gingerbread men are going to be playing with this Christmas ornament in the front yard, and I'm just using some hot glue to secure those in place. It's coming to life really well so far. I'd love to hear your comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts and ideas. It's so much fun to get to know members of this crafting community. I'm continuing now to add another small bottle brush tree that came in a package from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just tucking it over on that side of the house. I'm also going to add in a larger bottle brush tree behind it, but I wanted to create some layers for visual interest. So here it is so far, and we need to continue to fill this in as well as to cover the back panel of their tin box. To do that, I considered a variety of scrapbook paper designs, but they all seemed a little too busy. They were cheerful and pretty, but I couldn't find quite the pattern I was looking for until I decided that one of the Dollar Tree faux leather patterns would work well. I chose this midnight blue, thinking it would be a very pretty winter background skyscape to frame our gingerbread village. So I cut that into the size that would fit nicely on that back interior panel. Now, just a tip, it would have been smarter to do that at the outset because it would have made the measuring easier. I hot glued it in place on all 4 corners, and now I'm adding in 2 of these glittery branches to create a very snowy looking backdrop. I hot glued them in place, and I just love the icy, frosty look that they bring to this scene. You can see I've also added in another piece of the fencing. I also added in a pretty blue ball to tie in with the color of our blue skyline. I also added in a couple of the small bottle brush trees from Dollar Tree, and I banked in some more of the balls. Another special effect is to add a string of fairy lights into the gingerbread house. You could also put a string under that snowy layer. I chose to put a string into the back of the gingerbread house, and suddenly those windows glow so beautifully, and the lights create uplighting on those frosty fronds. It's very easy to do. There's lots of space between the house and the back of the tin, so the lights fit in easily, and the battery pack with the on-off switch conceals behind. I just love this project. I think you're going to have so much fun creating one of these. And as you can see, I used almost entirely Dollar Tree items. Do you see the little gingerbread man in the corner there? He's decided to put on Santa's oversized furry outfit, and I think it's just the final touch of whimsy. Thanks for watching. I have many more of these planned. And in my previous video, I created some fairy tale scenes on top of a Dollar Tree box, as well as a vintage tin. I also used the same gingerbread design in a busted canvas. If you haven't already, I invite you to take a look at those videos. I think you'll enjoy them as well. Take care, and God bless.